Several weeks ago, I put out a video titled "It's Time." It's time, and if you saw that video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is time for the remnant of Jesus Christ in America to unite. God calls us from the four winds of heaven, and there's always a remnant on the earth of God's people. What are God's people? These are the people who are willing to stand up for the things of God when the rest of the world is telling you something different. And we all are tired of what we see in the churches. We're tired of the hypocrisy. We're tired of the gluttonous greed. We're tired of the fornicating. We're tired of the watering down the gospel. We're tired of this cruise ship mentality that we see in the church in America. And it's not just me. When I put out the video, I said, if you're in, say you're in and send it to this email. And again, I'll put the email address below this video as well, saying you're in. It's just saying, you know what? I'm tired of it as well. It is time for us to unite. And I went to Wyoming and met many people there, and I didn't know why God had me go to Wyoming. I truly didn't. But once that took place, I realized it was to see what can happen when you get out and you meet the people, when people start to engage each other. So this video, what I'm announcing is I'm going to hit the road. I need to meet you. We all need to meet each other. So I'm going to be heading west first. Then I'll be heading east, and I'm just going to do a giant C shape around the west, and then a few weeks later I'm going to do a giant C shape around the east. I'm going to go towards Colorado, up into Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, California, down to California, over to Nevada, into Texas, and then back up into Missouri. We're going to be doing this in October. The official dates will be releasing here in the next week or so. I'll give you exact locations and exact dates. What I'm asking for in this video is a couple things. Number one, if you have locations in that C-shaped west or east, let us know. If you say, you know, hey, I'm in this part of Montana, come here. Let us know, especially if there are churches around those areas that are doing the right thing. If you know of a church that's doing it right, that's the place we want to go to. Those are the locations we desire as a church that is doing it right. They're standing up for the things of God, and a lot of churches stand up for the things of God, but it's being the separation of the sheep and the goats. It's being the sheep. It's feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, taking care of the widows and the orphans, visiting the prisoners and the sick. You know, we're not going to a cruise ship. We don't need any more cruise ship churches. Yeah, they might be preaching the word, but they're not walking the walk. They're just saying things, but they're not doing anything. They're not putting their faith into action. We want to go to the churches that are putting their faith into works. Those are the churches we want to visit. So if you're aware of any of those churches, you belong to those churches, you're a pastor of any of those churches throughout Wyoming, Colorado, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, California, Nevada, Texas, or Arkansas, please email below. And as soon as we get that scheduled, we will let you know. But we're shooting for, it's probably going to be the second or third week of October. So a little over a month from now, we're going to be hitting the road, heading west. And then once we get back, we'll take a few weeks off. We're heading east, and we're going to do the exact same thing there. So it is time for the remnant of America to unite, and this is how we're doing it. Now, the second thing I'm going to ask you is that go to more than one if you can, because the idea is that we all meet each other. You know, I'll be going from one location to the other, meeting people, but those people at those locations aren't meeting each other either. So try to go to more than one if you can. That way you can meet multiple people and ideally start to engage with churches and groups of people who are truly putting their faith into works and doing the things that God is asking us to do for maybe the first time in centuries in the churches of America. So again, heading west. It'll be in October, probably the second, third week of October. It's obviously going to take more than a couple weeks to do that C shape across the west, but I hope to see you there. You know, I can say the group that we met in Wyoming, it was a it was a special time. I mean, what we saw was God unite a group of people who all believe, look, we're tired of watching people who claim to be Christians, I'll put them in quotes, Christians, who want the chair they want the parking space they want the temperature in the church to be the temperature they want to hear the songs they want to hear the pastor that they want to hear preach, and they want to go home, they want to watch TV, and they think that Jesus is going to rapture them up and put a big old crown of glory on their head for all that nothingness that they did. But the reality is there's a separation of the sheep and the goats. Matthew 24. Most Christians will be told on Judgment Day that they are goats. Just read Matthew 24 and truly understand what it is we are trying to do here and what God and the Spirit of God is doing by uniting the remnant of Jesus Christ. Love to hear your thoughts on it, and I pray I see you there. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Definitely don't forget, if you have a church, put it in the comments below as well. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. Never hesitate to put that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.